louder cheerleader and a greater support than I have for my husband. I have for many years called my husband a hammer because that's how he addresses issues. And to a hammer, every issue is a nail. To my husband, this issue is a nail. He will continue to pound on this nail until there is some resolution. I would like to thank each and every one of you for the opportunity to speak tonight. And I want to thank Dr. Robinson for accommodating my busy schedule in order for us to meet. Over the past year or maybe longer, parents and members of the community has come to school board meetings to talk at you about this book issue. That is not my intention tonight. My goal or my intention is to open the dialogue, hopefully. I grew up in the projects of Chicago, and in those formative years, reading was my escape from the world around me. I'm an avid reader. I read about the adventures of Anne Shirley, Anne with an E, and Diana Barry and Gilbert Blythe in the Anne of Green Gables series. I imagine myself in the room when Diana Barry drank too much of Marilla's famous cordial. I read about the adventures of the brothers Frank and Joe Hardy and Nancy Drew in the Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew mystery. I imagine myself part of the investigative team, solving mysteries right alongside them. And Judy Blume was so much fun to read. I really enjoyed reading Tales of the Fourth Grade Nothing. I have to admit, one of my favorite books by her is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And I'm sure a number of you in this room can relate to a young girl on the precipice of puberty. There are so many books that I can name that I've enjoyed reading as a child growing up, and I continue to read. Books like the entire Chronicles of Narnia series or The Little Princess. One of my most favorite things to do, which I'm sure some of you can relate, was laying on the living room floor with my grandmother and Sunday comics and my little egg of silver. Which each of these books, including the Sunday comics, lacked was someone who looked like me. You will not find a stronger advocate for diversity in literature and inclusion in literature. Well, just one book, The Little Princess. I enjoyed reading that book, but there was only one character that looked like me, but she was ill-treated, unloved, and uncared for until Sarah came along. The reason I'm standing before you is to express not just my words, but my deep understanding of the importance of representation in literature. This is something I understand more than most people in this room understand. Most of you can pick up a book and see yourselves in the pages. There's not a lot of people out there that can say that. I believe there should be uplifting books written about boys and girls from every walk of life, be that gay, lesbian, white, black, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. Books where the protagonist and the antagonist represents all of us as a community. However, I also strongly believe that the material doesn't have to be sexually explicit. There can be uplifting books full of diversity, inclusive content, but the content doesn't have to be reprehensible. I would not want my daughter to read some of the stuff that's in these books. Some may argue that these books are life-saving. As an adult survivor of childhood trauma, I can assure you, these books, this material, don't save lives. It re-traumatizes the child. In fact, Mr. Landy stole some of my thunder about allowing the parents into the library to read the books. As I spoke with Dr. Robinson, I understand that it's daunting, but something must be done. I'm not standing before you saying that I have the answer. But we as a community need to work together to make a change, make a difference, do the right thing for our children.
the parents and community members to know that